some guys that are out here playing for money, but the guys that really make it are the guys that are out here just trying to get better. They're trying to learn how to get better, where they can improve. The money means nothing. It's about playing every week and getting better to get themselves prepared for the PGA Tour.
I've been playing the mini tours for about 11 years, a couple years on the Nationwide Tour and some tour events, but mostly on the mini tour. So I've been successful enough to keep playing, but it hasn't been a great living. It's lots of hours of work, and the purses are really top heavy, so if you don't play well, you know, unlike anyone else's job I can pretty much think of, even commission jobs, we have to put up so much each week just to play, and if you miss the cut, not only are you not getting paid, but you're losing money.
You got to learn how to live out a suitcase, you got to learn how to deal with unexpected things that would come up, and you got to be able to play golf no matter what.
A lot of the mini tour events it's all based on entry fees, and if you only get 30 players, then it's not worth playing sometimes.
When you're playing, you know, developmental or mini tour golf, there's a lot of hurdles. You know, a lot of times it can be expensive. One, you know, there've been tours who, you know, that have kind of gone belly up, and checks have bounced and made it, you know, very difficult for guys to get on a roll and keep playing.
If you go play some other minor league tour, you're playing on a golf course that isn't of great quality, or it's not what you'd find at the next level. So say someone plays out there for a whole summer on this minor tour and they're playing terrible golf courses, and then you Monday qualify. Now you're not even in your element. You're at a golf course that's got rough, greens that are rolling 12, and you're not prepared.
Right.
So I think, you know, a tour, or anybody that's running a tour, the best thing to do is you want to prepare the guys to move on. And so far from what I've seen, I think this tour seems to be headed in the right direction.
Any way that any tour can help, you know, the players is huge. You know, I mean, just a lot of these guys are just struggling. You know, they getting their hotels paid for and their food, you know, and everything. It's a huge thing. But like I said, you know, if the money's there and they've got a good, you know, it's well run, organized properly, and there's, you know, it just stays consistent, then, you know, everyone will want to play in these. You know, there's not going to be another tour that's doing anything better than this.
When I was working in the amateur ranks, I met a lot of players who were very good players that remained amateur players because they didn't have the ability or the resources to play. There seemed to be a lack of professional events that were available to the players, that were affordable to the players. What we're offering is a network of tours that gives the player the opportunity to play in more of a localized area. In addition to what we offer in terms of convenience is also affordability, which means that we are offering events at a much lesser and more reasonable entry fee than you would typically find in the mini tour system the way it's set up today.
I met Larry Lunsford about 2 years ago through an industry associate who had said that Larry had a unique concept that we needed to hear. It immediately aligned with what we're all about, promoting golf, promoting club memberships. And what was interesting to us was he actually had a business plan that actually had a wide open market. His concept of actually taking the aspiring professional touring player and putting them on a national platform to hone up their game and get them ready for the next level just isn't done out there right now. So immediately it was a market opening for us. Came back and talked to a number of leaders in the industry who absolutely loved the idea, got a lot of support for it, and we were behind it almost from day one.
I think the personal nature of the tour is probably its biggest strength. The fact that I think every player who plays on the tour realizes that that director, as well as the upper management staff of this tour, cares deeply about A, golf, B, the players, and bringing them the ultimate experience along the way. We like to say that we're minor league only in name. Everything about the tour is major league when the players come out to play.
Some people think it's too good to be true almost because there's these big purses, you know, and these local qualifiers aren't too hard to get through to play in these majors. But when you're out here, it's run really well. You guys fly out, rules officials from the East Coast. I mean, it's very official. It's not even a mini tour feel. It has like a bigger don't know how to say it, but almost like a main tour.
This tour is one of the best. Everything from the venues that the regional majors are located are better than any other mini tour out there. The pace of play is awesome. I mean, that goes a long way. I mean, there are some days when golf is no fun on some of the other tours because of the pace of play. Little perks such as you know, this being my first regional major, I mean, every round we get done, you know, we're given a food voucher at the clubhouse, which is, you know, for mini tour players, you know, not on the biggest of budgets. You know, little things like that really go a long way.
Well, I think it's awesome. This is the first interview I've ever played or ever had on a mini tour, so I mean, that's cool, you know, first of all. And then, you know, I've never had any cameras following me in any other mini tour event either. So I think that's great, and that's huge. I think for guys, you know, because there's a lot of pressure when you get to the next level.
I think NPGT is doing a great job, not only doing mini tours all over the states and now having it like a major here. So for the first year, I think I had a great experience. I've played a few tournaments in Orlando and then this one, and I'm happy with it.
As every other golfer who's probably playing any of these events, I want to make it to the PGA Tour. I'm going to do everything I can to make it there. If not there, then the next step obviously is nationwide. And this tour is just going to be helping me do that by playing in tournaments, always being tournament ready, playing with national players, playing with players that are at my level trying to do the same thing.
As far as courses, it is hands down much better than any mini tour that's out there. The courses are at a much higher level compared to Hooters or eGolf or anything that's really out there. And the way that it's structured and where they want to go, it's definitely, I think, the best opportunity out there in mini tour golf right now.
So far, I would have to say it's the best mini tour I have played. The way they're going about running events, and especially the courses that they're playing, it's the best courses any mini tour is going to play, and I've played quite a few, and it's just going to get you prepared to go to the next level.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to the next couple events. You know, I've seen the golf courses, just kind of trying to compare your game to what they're doing on those courses. You know, it's going to be a challenge. I'm sure everybody's looking forward to it. And really, that's what's really piqued my interest. The golf courses that they're playing are just awesome.
They've done an amazing job. We have a great place to play. It's making what we do a little bit easier, and I think that might be their #1 intention. Which in some cases, other tours, that's not their #1 intention.
Honestly, it's spectacular how you guys organized it. I really like how you guys set it up and, you know, take care of all the competitors out there, you know, really organized out there.
I've played the Gateway Tour, and I've played the Dakotas Tour, and I've played State Opens, and Mondayed for a nationwide, and this is the closest thing I think you're going to find to a nationwide tour event.
It's, you know, it's run really well, and it compares right up there with anything, you know. I played nationwide tour and some PGA Tour events, and Hooters, Tight Lies, and it's right up there with any of them.
I really feel it'd be a great idea for the PGA Tour, the nationwide tour, to really take a good look at what the National Pro Golf Tour is doing, because they really are doing something different than I've ever seen since I turned pro in 2007 full time. They really have the player's interest in mind. And that is so different than I've seen in the past with other tours. They just want your money, and they want you in, out, and they want to go to the next site where they can, make their next check. I think, Mr. Lunsford with the National Pro Golf Tour has the idea where he wants to, develop the player and accelerate their growth, hopefully through being able to funnel them to the nationwide tour.
It's the exact same thing as if we played on a nationwide tour or a PGA Tour. You fly, you rent cars, and you stay in hotels, and there's a 4-day tournament waiting for you. There's a 2-day cut, just like the real thing.
This tour kind of opens a lot of doors for people who are struggling. They don't have sponsors backing them, because there's an opportunity to really make money, and it's great. Everyone is professional. It's just a great opportunity. I don't know why anyone wouldn't want the NPGT to be the place where they want to play.
It's spread out through the whole country, and you get to play a lot of different golf courses and very good golf courses. I would say I've been most impressed by the quality of golf courses we have played so far this year. We played several PGA Tour golf courses, and I think that prepares us better than some of the tours that I played.
Now, a lot of guys are going to be, after last week in San Francisco and this week here, this is a sweet track. I mean, in kind of developmental golf, mini tour golf, you don't play courses like this hardly at all. And this is where they have Q School. This is a great, hopefully a lot of us will be back here in 6 months, so this is a great preparation. But the tour is great. I mean, everybody's excited. I mean, talk of $1 million tour championship, and that's pretty sweet.
From my experience playing in all the tournaments I've played in across the country, this is first class. It's very, very well done, and it's awesome to be a part of it. The future of this tour is going to be pretty spectacular.
And I think, especially after this year, players are going to see the success it's had, and everyone's going to want to play it, especially if there are more regionals next year or it expands at all. I think it'll be very popular. And I think the idea is great to have local events where, people earn points and qualify and then playing big national events. I think the concept is really good.
Just seeing the quality of players here and how everything was ran, and I was just overly impressed, and hopefully, this tournament will, continue on and see a lot more good players to come.
Just, all it takes is the 68 guys playing in this, saying that how good it was, and that it was how well it was run, and then the next thing you know, it just snowballs from there, and hopefully you guys have 150 guys next year.
I think if they run each event they have next year a lot like this, I think it'll be a success. I think every one of the players I talked to said they had a great time, and I think it was a very good tournament. So I think the future looks pretty good for the MPGT.
MPGT's done such a great job so far as a young tour that, you can improve in little ways here and there, but overall I think if he continues to get the courses that he's got right now and continues to show players that, the purses are getting paid, there's opportunity here, that many players are going to want to come out and play because the courses are hands down far superior to any mini tour that is out there. And when you're trying to, if your ultimate goal is to get to the PGA Tour, that's what you're looking for. You want the tough test.
They listen to the players, and that's ultimately what's going to make this tour successful, I think. And the talent's here on this tour. You can tell. You can go down the list of the top 30 players, maybe in the top 50, and look at the resumes, and you've got guys with serious experience. So, I think that this will, in time, just become the next stepping stone.
This is a players tour. If you ask me, I think the players will have a lot of say in it. And it should be that way. I really think it should be a players tour. It doesn't matter where you play on. We have a lot of input to give them, and they listen, and they gather themselves together and try to do the best to make it possible for us to get out and play and compete.
The thing that drives me is these guys who ride 4 to a car. They're trading driving. They're sleeping in their cars at night. They're packing into hotel rooms. I'm very inspired by the guy who's so driven that he will go to almost any length to pursue his dream. And if they're willing to do that, then I feel like I should be willing to go out and somehow help put on these events or get the events covered properly, drive exposure to these players, but more importantly, to give them a platform in which to play and develop their game.